Students have taken charge of directing traffic in the capital Dhaka, following a nationwide strike announced by police unions, who then went off duty.
After the Prime Minister resigned, the police stopped performing their duties. We also clashed with the police, as you must have seen. That's why they're no longer doing their jobs and why we're doing them instead.
Ordinary people, including a large proportion of students, have taken on other roles too, such as keeping the city clean.
As students were behind the revolution, they are now handling the situation. They're not only controlling traffic, but also safeguarding people's homes at night. Mosques, temples, and churches. They are cleaning the roads, they are teaching people law and order, and remodeling the country in a new way.
After days of violence which led to Sheikh Hasina fleeing, many people in Bangladesh have high expectations of the caretaker government.
I expect the interim government to meet the demands the students fought for. They will also have to meet the demands of the people who toppled the killer government. I have 100% trust that this government will understand the suffering of the people, as there are student representatives in this new government.
With student leaders also sworn in, the head of the new government, Muhammad Yunus, has begun work, emphasizing that his top priority is to restore law and order. Just a day after taking office, he joined student leaders and government officials in laying wreaths at the National Martyrs Memorial, built to honor those who died during the 1971 Liberation War with Pakistan. But the new government faces numerous challenges ahead, including charting a future course and eventually preparing the country for elections.
Well, I want to cross now to Sohaila Nazneen. She's a senior fellow in the Institute of Development Studies in Brighton. It's good to have you with us this evening. The caretaker government, as I'm sure you've seen, has been sworn in. What are you hearing from the people in Bangladesh? How is the atmosphere there? Are they seeing maybe palpable signs that law and order are being restored?
Thank you for having me. The mood in Bangladesh is hopeful. As you heard in the video, there are lots of expectation from the interim government in terms of the kinds of reform and the kinds of political society that we want to see. But the mood is also a bit anxious because we have had political transitions before, and the changes didn't last. So this time, people want the changes to last. There are concerns around law and order, as your news report had shown, but the police have been directed to join work. There are army positions guarding police stations to ensure that there aren't further attacks. But we are also seeing community and students coming together to protect state property and also protect minority communities from attack. So we are hoping that the law and order situation, that there would be calm soon.
What about the former Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, who was allowed to leave the country by the military that is still in place in Bangladesh? I mean, how do you come to terms with that infrastructure there that helped the Prime Minister basically flee accountability?
Well, accountability doesn't stop in terms of whether you're physically present in a country or not. You can be tried in absentia. You can use international courts to appeal. If the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, is in India, we have an extradition treaty with them. Obviously, how the military acted at that time, we will have to take a longer-term view. Whether a bloodbath at that time would have been advisable is something to take into account. If you also listen to the public, there are high levels of trust also in the military, because they have not necessarily been directly involved in repressing people as the police were.
Students who played a key role in ousting the previous Prime Minister. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. We appreciate your insights tonight. Thank you.